Happy day. Welcome to CG Live. Tim Allman here with Michael Hayden. You've been here how long now? A couple months, maybe?
Like 3 months.
3 months.
Almost 3 months.
Next level. You fit like a hand in a glove. It's a beautiful thing. A few announcements before we get to our topic for today. We're going to talk some theology. We're going to get to know Michael a little bit better. But before that, just a mad shout out to everyone who made Harvest Fest spectacular.
That was my first one.
2,000 people.
It was so fun.
So many families.
Yeah.
Kids running everywhere. We had a friend who came for the first time, and they have 2 little twin girls, the Dutzmans, and the girls were running everywhere. And I was like, just let them run. Because they're boxed in here. It's a big box, but they'll be okay. So no, it's just cool to see the whole family coming together. Your family enjoy it?
Oh, they had a great time. I think what I loved too is seeing like all the green shirts with Love Is Here. So not only like all the families, but all like the volunteers pitching in. It was amazing.
Rocked it. Unreal. Yeah. A few other announcements. Did you know we're trying to build a gym, Michael?
You know what? I had not heard.
Had you heard?
I have not heard that.
Well, now you know. We've got a gym that we want to get off the ground. I just saw a sign is going to be put in early 2023. We're getting this thing going, and so your pledge is needed now more than ever. We are well over 2/3 the way toward that funding goal, and we're at 2.4 with given and pledged projection, and we need another, 1.3 million headed forward. I think the last time I shared this, it was 1.7. And so we've had some significant generosity coming in, and we need you. And here's the thing, we're going to need gifts of all sizes. If you say, oh man, and reoccurring gifts are super helpful for us as we put together this plan. That's why we're doing this kind of pledge approach over the next 2 years. So some of you say, I can only afford $10. That's great. Yep. $10 per week, per month, whatever. Or some of you can say, I can afford $200,000 over the next 2 years. I could put together that sort of a plan. Wherever you are, probably somewhere in between there, that we don't want to limit God. Please be generous toward building the gym and helping our school take the next step in caring for our kids. Heart, body, mind, spirit, 4 classrooms, fully outfitted gym and 4 classrooms, next level. Let's make it happen, Christ Greenfield. A couple other exciting things. Queen Valley. Now, this is something people may not have heard. There's a church in Queen Valley, which if you don't, where in the world is Queen Valley? You probably drove right past it on your way out to Superior or Globe on 60. It's a small little community, mostly folks that are there seasonally, and they have a non-affiliated Lutheran church, Queen Valley Lutheran, that meets in their rec center every single Sunday from November through April. And a couple of our vicars are going to be going out there. Vicar Eric and Vicar Tim Unick is going to be their primary kind of spiritual support. You and I will be out there from time to time, but Jack Kalberg met with that team, our executive director, and they are pumped to come alongside the Christ Greenfield family, and we'll see what the future holds in terms of our relationship. But we'll have a Lutheran church that we are supporting between here, and there's no other LCMS church in Queen Valley, obviously, or in Superior, or Globe, or Florence. And so there's a lot of people moving to the far East Valley, and we're going to be one of the first churches in that area. What are you excited about with that?
Oh man, that's awesome. I think anytime we can like walk alongside these smaller communities to give them love and support, encouragement to kind of like do what God has called them to do in their place, I mean, that's a win.
Better.
I gotta get better than that.
Exactly. Last cool thing going on right now is that we are launching, with education, we are launching Christ Greenfield Micro High School. And that model is still being developed, but it may be a model just for you. It's going to be built like you could go from 9 to 3, or maybe you do your learning from 9 to noon if you're an independent learner, and that gives you more free time to do what God has called you to do. Maybe it's more mentorship opportunities in the afternoon, or I know one family, their son is a parkour. Have you ever heard of parkour?
Yeah. Jumping off stuff. And
he does freaky stuff, and so he's going to go to the parkour gym a little bit, more flexibility in this model. But if you want to hear more about that, just reach out to our school. Go to christgreenfield.church. What's our school at? What's our school website? There's these brain fart moments. cglschool.org. I think that's right. I just pulled that out of the recesses of the back of my cglschool.org, or just Google Christ Greenfield School. Thank you much. All right, let's get to know Pastor Michael a little bit better. And what do you, so let's do hate and then love. First off, and I don't like using the word hate very often, but you wrote this, so we're going to go with what
Good
you
question.
said. Because you're a pretty jolly guy. Do
I'm
you
very
hate
jolly
anything?
There's all I think. I think maybe a better word is like, what are things that I strongly dislike or
okay.
avoid? One is blood. Blood and needles, and the combo is it's harsh. I used to try to like be super bravado, and I'd have to like, get blood tests done. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Oh no, I put that bar down. I'm looking over at the door with the Batman screen. You know, when you're a kid, they have like Garfield or Batman. I still do that. I don't know.
Man, I think
just can't
remarkably,
stand
less of you.
Which is fine.
No, but like, did you have some sort of traumatic experience as a kid
Kind of.
with blood? Tell me.
Yeah. So when I was like, this is like third or fourth grade, I ended up having to go to the hospital, and it was like middle of the night, and the nurse, I love nurses, but this nurse must have been having a rough night. She like came in with a bucket of needles.
Oh gosh.
I'm like mortified, and like took blood, gave shots, and like from then on, I was like, just done.
Yeah.
Done. It was not go well for me. The other thing I dislike, I will very rarely go into an ocean because there's so many scary things.
Really?
Oh, jellyfish, sharks.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. If you watch Shark Week, they're after you.
They could be
They're coming to get you. And so
You won't go into the ocean
I will.
because your kids want to go in.
They'll go in. Yeah. But
Have you passed on this fear to your kids?
probably. You've
told them all the
I've told them all the dangers
Yeah.
that await them in the ocean.
Are
No,
you
they're
a
pretty
safe?
fearless.
Are you like a safety freak in some regards? Like,
Yeah, probably in some regards. A little more on the cautious side than.
and does
than
that
fearless.
translate to ministry too a little bit? Like, you look at things from a variety of different angles and like want to make sure we're not being unwise.
Probably.
And I'm hoping you say yes
Yeah.
because that's part of the reason why you're here. Because if I ran this church solely,
Yeah.
it would be good.
Yeah.
Like if there weren't people to say, "Hey, watch out, there's sharks."
There's sharks over here. There's jellyfish over here.
No,
yeah,
there's not.
I think in general, I'm more of a cautious,
Yeah,
a cautious person. So,
that's great.
yeah.
Complimentary. So I got one story about.
Yeah, what do you
I mean, I take a lot of magnesium right now because I had a traumatic experience as a kid and I'd never tell this story anywhere, and I'm not going to tell it right now.
Yeah.
But if you know what magnesium does,
Oh,
there you go.
there you-
Okay, so I'm a regular guy.
Quite
One
literally.
hefty teaspoon for fast, effective relief. Anyway, so magnesium is a daily friend for me because of some past experiences that I hate. Mice. I despise mice. We were just on a hike in Sedona doing a wedding there, and so just gorgeous hike, looking around, the red rocks everywhere, and I literally walked, and there was a huge rat
Oh, no.
on the trail
Yep.
that was like dying, like it was
no.
like moving super slow like this, and it's like this, and I'm a grown man. I can step over the rat, but I couldn't do it. I went up the trail and around, and so and Alexa follows me through the cactus, like dodging cactus, just to get around a mouse. If there's I have two huge, they eat the poison and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to kill those little guys so bad, because when they run by me and I'm watching the sports or something, I will get up and leave if I'm on my back patio.
You can't do it.
Do you struggle with mice?
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't mess around with rodents, man. Bad news bears. I've
Exactly.
had back in Michigan. I had some in my garage, and it was a horrifying experience.
Horrifying. If anybody brings like a fake mouse now to church to just put in the middle of my house, that would be Doug Lawler. I'm calling you out right now. Do not do it, Doug. We will brawl. Anyways, no. I also hate power plays. I hate bullies.
Well, yeah.
Just in the leadership sense, I really despise people that take advantage of people who
Kind of like take advantage of their power.
can't speak for themselves or act. So kind of the justice side of, and that may have something to do with a little bit of the way we engage in the national conversation right now too. Anybody that's telling like the local church, you can't do this. There's boundaries, and often those boundaries are good. By the way, they protect us, but they also can limit our creativity for the local church. So I don't like that. Let's talk about things we love. What does Michael love? There are so many things. Count the things that Michael loves.
There are so many things I love. I love my family. I love, but more specifically, maybe things you guys maybe wouldn't know. I love hiking. I love just like being outdoors, like in God's creation.
This is like the greatest state ever to be out.
To be outdoors. So that's what I love. I also really love Sunday afternoons. Well, Sunday is the greatest day of the week.
True.
I love Sundays.
I love it too.
Church, being with God's people, and then like coming home, kicking back the recliner.
Yeah.
Oh,
this last week you preached 4 times, and then you led this little like training thing for folks bringing the sacrament. And what happened Sunday afternoon?
I was exhausted. I like crashed. I went to bed so early. But man, yeah, sitting down, relaxing, and sometimes your kids will come up and like cuddle with you while you're watching football. Like it's
the best.
That's the best. I love it.
My kids don't cuddle with me anymore. Like my 14-year-old son.
I can't believe he wouldn't want to.
That'd be so weird. He would. Well, sometimes I look at him. Can I give you a kiss in the cheek? Don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Don't it changes, Michael. But yeah, I remember the cuddle days. What else do you love?
Man, I love spending time. So Fridays, I love Fridays too.
We love to work.
We love to work.
And we love to not work.
We love to not work. So Friday is like my day off, and Joy's also home, and the kids are in school all day. Amelia's got
date day.
Date day. So like, yeah, we'll go like hike or just make a big pot of coffee and just sit there and drink it ourselves and get uninterrupted. Just straight black coffee.
You don't put anything in your...
coffee.
Costco?
Oh yeah, they got great coffee. Yeah.
Just like the generic Costco coffee.
Yeah, it's really good.
So is it Keurig or is it?
No, we have
you ground the beans.
We ground the beans. We have like this French press thermos.
Okay.
Oh man.
You don't mess around.
We don't mess around on Fridays, guys.
All right.
We relax, take it easy. I love it. What about you?
I hear that you love chips.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You said you love chips.
I love chips.
All kinds of chips?
All kinds of chips. I haven't
too.
met a chip I like. When I first got here, somebody else like, what's your favorite food? I was like,
chips.
Chips. I got made fun of, but it's true. Ask my wife. Ask
What's your
Joy.
favorite chip?
Well, I'm a very boring person. Just a tortilla chip.
Tortilla chip?
Well, because they're so...
With dip?
Yeah, they're so versatile.
Yeah, that is a versatile chip.
Versatile chip. I love chips. And I know, fun fact about somebody else, Adam Lamb, shout out to him. He loves chips too.
Adam, yes, I love chips. I love salsa. I love all things hot.
Spicy.
Chips and salsa.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So we could just go off on chips. Favorite chip. Have you found a favorite Mexican place with your favorite Mexican tortilla chip?
Oh man.
This is really big stuff that people really want to know.
This is really important stuff.
Serious stuff.
I think my favorite tortilla chips I've ever had was a place actually back in Michigan. It was a chain, but it's called Salsaritas. And they had the best chips. And it was like their seasoning. I don't know what they put in their seasoning, but it was unreal. It was unreal. What about you? You love chips.
Boca Taqueria, favorite happy hour place. Not just for the margaritas, but also for the food. Like, our family can eat there, and we get a huge thing of chips.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go and I fill up 6 of the extra spicy salsas.
6
and
of them?
I work through 6.
Oh,
They're
man.
not huge cups. We're talking like
Yeah.
this, you know,
Okay.
so don't think I'm weird. But, yeah, super fun chips. All right, let's be real, though. That is really real, and we want to get to know Michael and your family better. So what do you love about Christ Greenfield? There's lots of stuff, so you're like, whoa, this place is unique.
It is unique. There's a lot going on. I think what I love the most, like if I had to, in like one phrase, capture like what is it about CG that I love, it's like it's entrepreneurial spirit. And so many different veins, like the micro high school, the things that are happening in school. On the church side with like the ULC and Kairos and all the vicars, like La Mesa, man, you name it. You guys are just like fearless and willing to try things for the sake of the kingdom. And just having that type of like freedom and expression is pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I've said it before, but that was already here. And I think that's one of the reasons why God called me here, because there would be alignment.
Yeah.
Because I don't like, heavy, constrictive boundaries. And we've got a lot of leaders who share that, lay leaders who share that dislike,
Yeah.
that it was about 10 years ago, kind of the perfect connection with us. And then, we've just kind of grown and we fostered that. I don't know, behind the scenes about, 3-4 months ago or so, I think we said, because we are in a season of more focus, ministry focus, especially with the 3 M's, the microsite, multi-site, ULC working, so focus, but still we end up, even within that, we're starting new things. The microsite, like you're going to be spitted off a number of these things. You're going to get training for yourself and a few of our team leaders, and then invite other kind of handpicked, and then others within our community. So maybe talk a little bit about the microsite and what people can expect in an open invite here coming up in the next few months.
Yeah. So the micro church kind of thing is, like the big vision of 20 and 20. I mean, you have to be entrepreneurial in order to meet that vision. And one of the avenues is these things called micro churches. And so essentially, if you are somebody that God's putting something on your heart to be an expression of the gospel wherever you're at, it could look like anything. I talked to somebody who loves coffee and wants to do a coffee cart, or you brought up somebody who's really passionate about starting some sort of counseling. Any measure of where you're at, what you love, what you're passionate about, insert the gospel, gather people around it, and then that little seed of a micro expression of the gospel can grow into or bloom into a church wherever you're at. What I love is the opportunities are absolutely limitless. It's whatever dream, whatever passion, whatever vision God's put on your heart, we want to till that soil, nurture it, and see what God has in store. And so, so in January we're going to do like a micro night where we're going to invite anybody and everybody to come learn more about micro churches, and then also maybe just ask some questions to see if maybe this is for you. Maybe you can go down this journey. We'll walk alongside you, we'll support you,
Get you trained,
get you financially supported if that's what's necessary in order to make that dream happen. So I don't know. Hopefully that's helpful and clear.
It's exciting to me.
It's so crazy exciting.
I love dreaming big dreams in creative spaces to reach people with an ever-changing gospel of Jesus. You asked what else I love. I love reading. I love working out with my wife. HIIT workouts.
Those are intense.
Those are high-intensity interval training workouts, super fun. I love getting super sweaty. There's something about me that has this kind of strange pleasure with being drenched, where it's dripping onto the floor when I come into the kitchen. I mean, it's very gross. We need to mop our floors a lot. But so I love all those things.
You know what I hear? I love micro church HIIT workout.
HIIT workout. Well, I've floated it.
Boom.
Jack says no, which is not cool. He doesn't know how many people want to work out. Ellie, would you join me with HIIT workouts?
We got one.
It'd be nails. Let's go HIIT workouts with Jesus. I love all sorts of stuff. Let's close the conversation from super kind of goofy to Christ Greenfield to really the reason we gather is our theology. And you may not know that we've got all of our key directors and executive staff kind of on rotation. We take them through Catalyst, and Catalyst is some of the best practices in leadership development. So we're reading Good to Great right now, and then we're walking through deep theological literature. And you and I kind of co-teaching. You're a better teacher, by the way, than I am. Yeah. You spend a lot of time. Well, you spend a lot of time blessing our team, and it really shows. So some of the key teachings that our team has been kind of wrestling with, and how it even shapes our preaching and a lot of our life together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one of the more prominent ones we've been talking about more, and this kind of came out of even the Pacific Southwest District Conference, was kind of dwelling on, thinking more about, speaking more about, preaching more about Jesus being ascended, the ascended Jesus, and what that means right now, what that means for us currently, how it impacts us, and how that kind of shapes our future and our hope as well. I mean, we had Dale Meyer, former president of Concordia Seminary in St. Louis. He was there talking about it, and it was like so great, so incredible. What was like your biggest takeaway from
Dale?
From Dale.
Well, when you ask people, where is Jesus right now?
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of us will say, well, he's in our heart. More specifically, yes, it's true.
Yeah.
Specifically, though, the Holy Spirit's in your heart, creating and sustaining faith. Jesus, the physical risen Jesus, is reigning over, he's the cosmic Christ. He's reigning over all of creation. The one who spun the galaxies into motion is the one who's still present with us here. But he is in heaven. On earth, his reign is taking place on earth by the power of his Spirit and word, but he is over all. Just that kind of, the cosmic Christ just kind of is a mind blow to me.
Yeah, I think it's just so helpful because sometimes, I think sometimes we get stuck with the image of Jesus as like cuddling lambs.
He's soft.
Which is meek and mild, which he is. That's
He's
why
like
I like
Bennett cuddling up with you.
On a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, my Jesus.
Yeah, but also, so we could have done an embrace the end of this, of Jesus being meek and mild, but also he is the cosmic Christ. He's seated at the right hand of the Father. That's the seat of authority and power and justice. Like, he is huge and supreme and sufficient. And that's where he is seated right now.
Yeah.
So even though it seems like the world's unraveling, he's got this. Like, it brings so much peace and stability into like your own life personally when you've got this fuller, bigger picture of like who Jesus is and where he is right now.
Do you know what I'm doing on Monday and Wednesday and Saturday nights the last like 2 months? I'm coaching football on my son's 8th grade football team. And hearing you talk about Jesus like that brings out the inner football coach in me. You know who Jesus is? He's kicking you-know-what and calling names and taking names.
Yeah.
That's who Jesus is. He's the man.
Yeah.
He is the big T-H-E man.
Yeah.
Over it all. So yeah, Jesus is not just, he is soft, he's accessible, he's kind, and he's near, but he also is the ruler and judge and the coming king. Who's going to come to separate the sheep from the goats, the wheat from the chaff, and yeah, he's a big deal. This Jesus,
he's a big kind of a big deal.
So let me tell you about this interview with Bob Rucker that I did. So a little shout out to ULC Podcasts, American Reformation, and Lead Time. American Reformation, and I'm not inviting you to watch this because I'm talking, like I talk maybe a third or fourth of the time. We have amazing guests that are coming on the American Reformation podcast, and one of them going to be out here in the next couple of weeks is Bob Rucker, who's talking about the Shroud of Turin. And he's a scientist, a nuclear scientist who worked in like NASA type stuff like that, who had this fascination with the history and then the science behind the Shroud of Turin. So I won't spoil it from you or for you, but you should go to, he's got a day-long gathering in November. Do you remember that date? Ellie's going to pull it. It's in November. We'll be linking it. And if you're connected to Trey Cox, just email tcox@cglchurch.org, and Trey will get you all the information. But the one thing I want you to know is there is this, so I'll give you just a little teaser. There's this Shroud of Turin. Remember when Jesus rose from the dead? They said the angel was in there and the cloth was neatly laid. Like, they obviously did something with that. The early church had to keep it. And if you go to Galatians chapter 3, verse 1, it says that, who bewitched you, foolish Galatians? Did you not see Christ clearly portrayed? And the Greek of clearly portrayed is like the root of photograph. So they saw evidence of the risen Jesus. You're listening to me like you've never heard this, and that's why I shared it with staff yesterday. And you're like, this is kind of new. So this shroud, there's scientific evidence that Jesus is only in this shroud for a limited period of time. They have traces of the limestone from 1st century Jerusalem that's found at the foot. Hello. And then if a body were in a shroud, because this was a standard burial practice for a significant period of time, there would have been matter and blood that would like seep through the entire garment. Yeah. Okay? But there is significant evidence that this body that was in there was there for like, I don't know,
3 days? Maybe 3?
Something like that. So I want you to know, Jesus bodily rose from the dead. The tomb is empty. They never found the body. They never will. He's reigning, and he's gonna return. So there is so much evidence for our faith. Last point of doctrine to get us like lit up today, Michael.
Oh man, since we're on like the cosmic Christ, I think one of the most exciting things is the fullness of our hope and story in that this cosmic Christ completed cosmic redemption. Like the cross and empty tomb, the work Jesus did was for us, but not only just for us.
For the cosmos.
For the cosmos. Like through him, everything was created, and so by him, everything was redeemed. So
shout out to Colossians there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Such a powerful book. But just to think like the cross not only earned forgiveness for us, but he bought back all of creation, all of it. You know, like the recent like telescope that's up showing these incredible pictures of the universe. Like that belongs to Jesus, and Jesus redeemed it. He bought it back with his blood. That's how like worthy and supreme and sufficient Jesus and his sacrifice is for us. Like, holy smokes.
Come on. Christians should be the most joy-filled people on planet Earth, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
so much
sure, there's stuff, there's all sorts of wars, rumors of wars, the market, all this stuff that's apparently, and there's a whole bunch of fear-mongers, we're going to fall apart, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And I'm just going to call you out. I think too many of you are listening to too much of that. You should listen to more to CG stuff and like joy-filled content where you don't want to be unwise about the days, but you also need to be reminded of who holds our days and all the days in the palm of his hand, and that's the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, who's with us in all things. In him, all things hold together. Yes, creation, you are experiencing right now the groaning of creation, Romans chapter 8. Waiting for restoration, and the restorer Jesus is coming back very, very soon. So may the joy of the Lord be your strength. Bob Rucker is going to be at Christ Greenfield on November 12th, and you can go. I hope it's on the CG app. If not, we need to make sure that's coming up for folks here to register for that very, very soon. So I've been looking at that camera. There you are. It's a good day. Go make it a great day. Jesus loves you. We are privileged and honored to be two of your pastors, but really just co-journers with you, just people on mission. And our number one job is to equip and empower you for love and good deeds. So get after it, Christ Greenfield. See you next week.